All right, guys. So today's video it's something that's been done to death, but I've wanted to do my own take on it for quite a while now. We're gonna be checking out the Marvel's New Warriors trailer, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with by now. So this is the thing that's gonna save the comic book industry. Um, so I've always loved comic books. I've never been like the biggest collector, but I do collect, the here and there. Not anymore. But I'm checking this out. Maybe it's something I'll like. I've seen quite a lot of reviews and I don't like it. But who knows? Maybe it's for you, or who am I to say what's gonna save the dying, the disparagingly low morale that is the comic book industry. But anyways, it's about 4.5 minutes long, so we're gonna check out the new heroes that will revolutionize the comic book industry as we know it.
My name is Daniel Kibblesmith, and I am the writer of New Warriors #1. I got interested in the New Warriors later. I remember seeing them on the shelf when I...
These like from the golden age of comics is long past, but in the 80s and 90s, comic books made a comeback with the whole New 52 revamp for Marvel and DC, and then when Todd McFarlane and a bunch of writers left Marvel and DC to start Image Comics, that's when we got to see like Spawn and Savage Dragon, the like revamping of like Shadow Man and all that. Like it was just a good time for comic books in the 80s and 90s. After that started to decline, and then with the recent like MCU and DC animated movies, heroes started to become cool again. But even throughout all that, the comic book industry has been dying, and I believe the following content is kind of the reason why.
I was a kid picking up comics in the 90s and just feeling like they were too cool for me. Like I was intimidated by, Night Thrasher had a blade coming out of it. Cool for me. Like I was into
What do you say?
picking up comics in the 90s and just feeling like they were too cool for me. Like I was intimidated by, Night Thrasher had a blade coming out of his wrist.
Okay, for a lot of people, who, let's say, a lot of people who were like bullied or felt like a social outcast, the comic books were a means of escape from reality. You know what I mean? It's kind of like digging your nose into a book. You know what I mean? You're escaping to a new world to enjoy that world first and foremost. But for a lot of people, it was an escape from reality. So if your escape from reality is to escape the like you're escaping reality into comics, but if you're trying to escape the comics into something else.
Nova was really buff. They were all the edgy characters for the 90s, as the cover said. New Warriors, I thought, were really interesting characters because they occupy this really cool space. They're forever young, but they've now been around for 30 years. My editors on the previous books I'd done, like Loki and Black Panther vs. Deadpool, asked if I'd be interested in doing a New Warriors tie-in that actually poses...
So just a quick thing, based on what he said. So he said, the comic book heroes are like cool and edgy and whatnot, which I mean they are, but most heroes, anti-heroes, and villains have like a tragic kind of backstory or a really bad upbringing or some sort of tragic event or like life-altering experience. But I mean, yeah, they're cool, but at the same time, it's like let's not forget that most of them have a tragic origin story. They weren't just like the cool hip in urban group, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's Captain America. I don't know. I feel like a lot of projections coming out from this guy.
In this conflict instead of the rebels, and I really liked the tension of that. So because the new warriors are the authority figures in this story, they have to be mentoring new warriors who are under 21.
And those are them, guys. This is the face of the new generation of heroes that will be saving the immensely horrible demise of the comic book industry. Like, oh my God, look at these guys.
So because the new
look at all like larger than life
really
kind of like thing you get from the, you know what I mean? Like,
So
if you were to see
because
people
the
like this,
new-
even people in costume like that, you know what I mean? Like, you're expected to see big, like, superheroes, larger than
warriors
life
and authority
characters.
figures in this story, they have to be mentoring new warriors.
And then
who are
you
under
see-
21
you see
and,
these guys.
subject to the laws that triggered the outlawed event. This new law is
These guys literally look like they're bad cosplays of really cool superheroes. They're like low budget. These look like, you know, when you were growing up as like the poor kid and you had like the hand-me-down Halloween costume. That's what I'm getting from this.
Vigilante under the age of 21. The artist on New Warriors #1 is Luciano Vecchio. He designed all of the new Warriors and gave them costumes that felt as modern as the New Warriors costumes to sort of feel classic and instantly familiar. So the first character that we're introduced to is Trailblazer. She's a group home and foster kid
She literally looks like she's never blazed a trail in her life. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't go hiking often.
who is volunteering at a senior center when this mysterious threat shows up and Night Thrasher runs to the rescue. And because she helps him, she ends up in the crosshairs of this new outlawed law, and she inherited from her grandfather.
Just a quick thing. So what he's talking about is basic breakdown. I've seen other people's reactions to this. Basic breakdown is there's this new thing called Kamala's Law, which anyone under the age of 21 is outlawed from being a vigilante. And so that's why the old New Warriors are mentoring the new Warriors. And so it's basically like driving without a light, when you have your permit and you're driving and you're not with someone who's fully licensed, you know what I mean? But it's very stupid.
A magic backpack of divine origin. We picked the name Trailblazer because she's somebody who charges into act.
Oh yeah, she looks like she charges. Anyways, but look at, like, that's not a costume. She's just wearing a shiny sweater and fat black spandex and a golden backpack. Like, okay, let's say for instance, if I was stopping a purse snatching and then the cops come. Will they be like, do you have an alias? Do you have a costume? No, I just, she was screaming and I kind of helped. Oh, okay, you're fine. You're not a vigilante, right? You don't have a superhero name or... No, I just, I decided to help. Okay, cool. Like, what are the limits of being a vigilante? Because a vigilante is anyone who acts independently of the law. And they're not, law enforcement like police or National Guard or whatever.
Action. She knows that she can do some good with this, mysterious gift that she's been given. Screen time is a internet kid taken to its sort of logical conclusion.
This guy.
As a youth, he was exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas, and that has patched him permanently into the World Wide Web.
So his power is like what? Googling things at breakneck speeds? Like, I don't get it. It's like, yo, he's not even 6G. This guy's 7G. Like, this is like his power is literally the next big Apple reveal. Like, internet I don't know, man. I don't know. So what, now like 7, 8G isn't, it's not fiber optic cable anymore. Now it travels through what, oxygen atoms?
The word screen time is only ever used in a sort of restrictive sense, and because we're doing a story about teenage rebels,
the problem with a lot of these new writers and new whatever, they're self-projecting, and it's so like a monkey can see that, but whatever.
Fighting against labels that are put on them. So with screen time, we like the idea
they're
that
fighting against
he
labels
has
that are
infinite
put on them.
screen time.
Who
Snowflake
like
and
what are
Snowspace
things people
are twins? And
label? Oh my god! Before I get into them, real quick, what are some labels that people put on teenagers? What, punk? smart ass, know it all. Like, what happens? Yo, new warriors, assemble. What's the problem? Screen time? This guy called me a punk. How dare you?
And their names are very similar to Screen Time.
These
this
guys,
idea that
these two
that
are
get thrown around on the internet that they don't see as derogatory, to take those words and kind of wear them as badges of honor. Safe space.
So they're taking like the Tyrion Lannister approach when he told Jon Snow, "Don't be offended when someone calls you bastard." I don't know. I mean, that's like, what if someone calls you like a chicken shit? Like, are you gonna take that?
Is
Are you gonna take that as your name?
Sort of stereotypical jock. He
Oh,
can
yeah.
create force fields, but he
Oh yeah, with that spandex and the pink hair, he really looks
can
like the
only trigger them if he's
stereotypical
protecting
jock.
somebody else. Snowflake is not.
So his power is he can make a force field as long as he's like protecting someone else. So like, what if somebody sneezes and he says bless you? Well, he won't. We know why. But let's just say he says bless you. Is it like, and he's on a subway? Is there just going to be like a force field that just, throws everyone else off the subway? I don't know. How does his powers work? It just said he can only activate it when he's defending someone. So I don't know.
Non-binary and goes by they them. Snowflake has the power to generate individual
by they, them.
crystallized snowflake-shaped shurikens. The connotations of the word snowflake in our culture right now are something fragile. And this is a character
like a
who
snowflake.
Is turning it into something sharp. Snowflake is the person who has the more offensive.
Ooh, so her power is, I know who you are, but what am I?
Power. And Safe Space is the person who has the more defensive power. The idea was that they would mirror each other and complement each other.
These are supposed to be twins,
The
guys.
negative is
Hold on.
mirror each other
They're supposed to be twins. That doesn't look like a way that twins should hold each other.
and complement each other. E negative is the goth kid. When he was a babe,
Did you see the?
E negative
Look at the
is
face.
the goth kid.
This is the guy, the thing that he relates to the most. Look at that face, that smug look.
When he was a baby, he got
One thing I will
the
say
rogue
is-
life-saving blood transfusion. We assume from Michael Morbius, and now he has.
Okay, so he got a blood transfusion, and then now he has AIDS. But this is the only character with a decent design, but a design for like a side character, for
similar
like
look.
a
Very
henchman,
similar vampire
not like a
powers.
main
B negative also is obviously
person,
a pun.
like the
It's a
main
blood
hero.
type, which is great for a vampire character, and it's also a proud ownership of the idea of having a bad attitude. I want the people who read Our New Warriors.
So on one hand, they fight against negative stereotypes towards teenagers, but on the other hand, he takes that, like, they all take it as a badge of honor. Okay. I don't know. So you're stopping people from using your names based. So what if somebody actually calls you a snowflake, and then they assemble, and let's say they block them on Twitter? Like, what happens after that? I don't know.
To feel all of the excitement.
Look at
that
the
they
look at the
felt,
old New
if they
Warriors.
read
Look how larger than life. Like, look how cool, colorful, in your face they were.
this one. We wanted to.
Like, even the acrobat guy. Never mind everyone else. Even the acrobat guy, I would be intimidated of if I saw him flip towards me. You know what I mean? During a bank robbery.
Have big, colorful characters, personality clashes, romance.
And then there's
a
them.
Diverse cast, which is something that the New Warriors.
And then there's
fans
them, the
always
reject like gym group.
strived to make a priority. Every New Warriors comic has always felt like a
Look at that. Look how
reflection of
cool
the
these
year
are.
that it came out, and I don't think we're worried about being dated. I think we're way more interested about it being now.
Okay. So, all 5 of these superheroes can be stopped by a bullet. Like, the vampire is the only one that might survive. But, I don't know. If a stake to the heart can do something, I'm pretty sure silver bullet to the heart can do something. All of them can die very easily. That's all I'm saying. They really don't look like heroes. At least 2 of them can't run very fast. But anyways, that's my take on this. And like I said, I know I'm late to the party, but I've been dying to do this review for a while. So just let me know what you guys think. Real quick, I just want to see what the top comments are. Okay, so this came out March 17th, 2020. 6.6k likes. Obviously, you can't see the dislikes. I don't have this stupid YouTube ad thing. Even my light can't stand this review anymore. Damn, I have flash. It's 1.6 million views and 6.6K likes. So I'm pretty sure we know where the rest of the thumbs went. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's see. I was expecting the next thing out of his mouth to be they don't actually fight the villains. They just start hashtags on Twitter to get them canceled. 25K likes. That's like 5 times more than what like the whole video is. Anyways, Thanos' decision is becoming more and more justified. Guys, be thankful of the writer. Without him, you'll never get this entertaining comment section. Naming your non-binary character Snowflake in safe space is like calling Black Panther, Negro Man, and Shang-Chi Wu-Tan Virus. Oh my god. Alright, I'm going to stop right there. But yeah, that was my take on this. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. And don't forget to like because apparently, well, don't forget to like or dislike. If you like, you're a superhero. And if you dislike, you're a supervillain. Maybe I should design that. I'm going to draw that. I'm going to draw that out. Like and dislike man. I don't know if I can call him man anymore. Like, it might be offensive. Anyways, we'll see what... I'll create something. Seeing as a very mediocre hand gesture can be a superpower nowadays, apparently. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think. I will see you guys next time.